Well, talking about your kids and talking about cooking, what would your kids say is a favorite thing that you cook for them, or maybe you used to make for them when they were a little bit younger?
Lots of like veggie rice and things like that because I haven't eaten meat since like 1980, something like that. And surprisingly enough, they don't really like meat in there either. So a lot of Asian type stuff and soup.
Soup, easy enough. We'll keep it basic. Now, that might be something that kind of separates you. You know, you said you've been a vegetarian for years, taking care of your kids, being in the kitchen cooking.
I eat fish. Okay. Eat chicken.
Got it.
Occasionally.
So maybe just not red meat.
Right. So whatever you call that. I don't know. There's so many terms now. I can't keep them straight.
Me neither. But yeah.
It's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, eat great. 20% of the time, eat whatever you want.
I can get down with that. If that separates you from kind of other drummers outside of music, what would you say separates you from drummers as far as just rockers, as far as rock and roll? What is different about James Kottak than somebody else that's going to get behind the drum kit?
Well, one thing I do is I do all the background vocals. I sing on almost every single song, which takes the energy up a whole nother level, and it really wears you. I mean, there's sometimes, honestly, I'm singing and playing, and we're like, on 15, I'm like ready to black out. Seriously. And I mean, in the old days, it used to be a lot harder because you'd probably be hungover or who knows what went on the night before. But in the last years, it's been a lot smoother.
Got it. Now, out of all those years, I mean, like I said, you've toured around the world. You've met tons of people I can't even imagine, just inside and outside of rock and roll. What are you most proud of? Like, what would you say is one of your top accomplishments as far as your music career?
I would say just probably staying alive because, man, it's a lot of traveling. And, I mean, we weren't exactly saints in the 80s and 90s and whatever. And
nobody's counting.
I know, yeah. But honestly, just being healthy and not, just being a crash and burn type of person. There's so many fatalities in rock and roll as there are in other things from drugs. Which
is a serious thing.
It is. Drugs, alcohol, even sports. And that's another symptom. I'm not saying you guys are all drug addicts, but I know it's been a problem with all sports, and same in rock and roll, man. It's no matter where you go, everybody's trying to give you something for free. Here, take it. And you have to be strong enough to say no.
People don't always realize that lifestyle, whether it's rock, whether it's sports, when you're in the public eye, you're traveling around, you got fans, there's temptation out there.
Dude, always. I mean, every hotel room we check into, you walk in and there's the hotel manager. There's a nice bottle of wine or champagne everywhere you go. Even though I've requested, said, can you stop putting the drinks in my room? Welcome to the whatever hotel. And it's really easy just to go, screw it.
All right, so James, I know that even though you're a rock guy, you are a sports fan. Who are your favorite teams to watch when you're not on the road, when you're not working out?
Dodgers.
Dodgers fan, true blue, part of the blue crew, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could get to more games. Like last summer, I was home a lot. And I went to a few and stuff. But actually, I think Rick and I went to a game like last June, and there was like nobody at the park. And then they started winning. Next time I went, it was like jam packed. It was almost sold out. But it's great. I love to see Dodgers go and just go. They got so close last year.
That brings me to my next question, because this is just something I thought. As a drummer, as a rock guy, if they're struggling in a game and you were able to somehow set up, you got all the amps set up there in Dodger Stadium, you need to play something to get the crowd back into it, to get the team pumped up. What song are you going to play?
We will rock you.
Let's keep it simple and not overthink that, huh?
I dumb it down to the simplest factor, and that works. And that song works for 40 years, that song.
It has been about that.
Anybody can play it.
I think I might have to ask for my first drum lesson later, because if I can't get kick, snare, I might be in serious trouble.
Well, I got some drumsticks for you with my name on it.
As also, you're pretty active on social media, we noticed. Been able to even make a new Twitter friend.
Yes, we're friends. I follow you.
And I follow you.
Oh.
Listen, for everybody else out there, whether they're following you or not, we got some questions from our buddies on Twitter. Cool. Wanted to ask you a few things. The infamous Twitter questions, so let's get right into it. First one coming to us from Nate out of Venice, California, right here, Venice Beach. I'll say enough about Venice Beach later. He wants to know, Scorpions, a lot of you guys being based in Germany, how good is your German?
It sucks, man. I got the discs and I tried and but they talk so fast that I can't, when you're learning German, it's like, wo ist das Bahnhof, which is where's the train station. But when you ask that question, when they answer, it's like, and I'm like, but I can understand most of what's being said, and that's the most important part. But I just couldn't never put it really together.
I lived in Germany only for a month. I was playing ball over there in a tournament. I could start to recognize words, can't put a sentence together to save my life.
Exactly. And, fortunately, in almost every hotel, in most anybody under 35 speaks fluent English, which is very convenient for guys like me. And because they all had mandatory English like 4th and 5th grade or whenever they were in 4th and 5th grade. And it's a universal language, so I'm fortunate.
Next question comes to us, staying here in Los Angeles, music capital of the world, wants to know, what was your most memorable drum solo?
Wow.
Or is that one asking you like to pick your favorite child?
Yeah, no, that kind of is. No, my last solo that I put together for the last farewell tour was the Kottak Attack, which you can Google that and check it out. And it was a combination of, because I've really honestly don't really enjoy drum solos so much, because but so I did a twist on it and we have these massive media walls, and I did like a tribute, and I drummed along with videos that I created with my guys in Phoenix, where the album covers from the old days came to life, and I played all the characters.
Nice.
Yeah, it was like got a really big response, and so I'm trying to put a new one together.
Okay, cool. Last question coming to us all the way from Melbourne, Australia, from Dave C. He obviously is a Scorpions fan because he wants to know, when will the Scorpions tour Australia?
Funny enough, I'm not making this up. About 4 days ago, a dude contacted me because he's trying to get his band to open for us here in the States next year, and because we have a mutual friend. And I'm like, we've never been to Australia. We must be the last band that hasn't been there. And so he's making some calls, trying to work some things out. So we're looking at it big time. So it looks really good. Thank you for the question.
Cool. So everybody in Melbourne, Sydney, wherever else in Australia, keep your eyes open. You never know when Scorpions might be playing next. There we go. Just curious too, James. I mean, we're here, Valley Sports Cards and Memorabilia, all this. Are you a collector yourself? Do you collect autographs, sports stuff?
Well, funny enough, what brought me in was I have a hockey jersey collection, and I didn't go out to get one. It just, over all the years, we play all the arenas, and the manager or whoever of the whatever Toronto team is, because I don't follow hockey very much.
Maple Leafs.
Thank you. And they put our name on the back, and so I've come home with this hockey jersey, and I've opened a trunk when I'm like, well, God, I got like about 60 of them in there. And that's why I came in here to see May Alex. I go, hey, man, you want to sell these? He goes, any of them signed? I go, no. He goes, no, I can't do it. But I came back in again for something else, and he told me he was a Scorpion fan. And he was when he was in the Boy Scouts, their troop was called Scorpions. So I came back in and brought him some memorabilia or something, and one thing led to another. So, but I enjoy coming in here and looking around all the time. This is an incredible collection just here. And I have a few other weird collections like coat hangers and bottle openers. And we do some really strange things over the years when you have time on your hands.
I can imagine. Well, I'm wondering, have you ever put any of those jerseys on when you've gone back to those cities? Let everybody know, hey, I'm all about the hometown.
There's never any room in the suitcase for that, but when we get there, they always give us one anyway. And whatever team, if we're in wherever, I'll wear your jersey if you're winning.
Losers need not apply.
Oh, no. Everybody, but you got to watch it in Europe. If wearing the wrong football jersey, meaning soccer, of course, you got to really watch it. I did it in like somewhere like Greece or something. I put on the wrong jersey from the wrong team, and man, they booed like I've never been booed before. I think it was in Spain, actually.
Anywhere in Europe, I'm not surprised. Football is life over there, and yeah, the wrong jersey could get you hurt.
Yeah, you really got to watch it. So that's that.
All right.